How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another XRP update. I just want to say that my bias of being bearish is still maintained. I'm only going to flip stance once I see certain characteristics. So we need to see characteristic changes of this bearish breakdown with this head and shoulders pattern. The only way we actually can invalidate it is by breaking through the shoulder area, and that takes us to $3.15, sorry. And this is where the reversal wave is created. It's part of the golden ratio. So if you want to see these higher prices of $5, $6.50, that's only going to happen, and those targets only become a reality on the break of $3.15. We can see there was this accumulation here of this falling wedge, but it ultimately didn't get up to the target. It held resistance on previous Fibonacci levels. So you're seeing that it is respecting these Fibonaccis. They're not random. And we can see, although it got into $3, you can see right over here, tapped $3 just about, it's not good enough. Pumping to that area is not a bullish signal because it could just be tapping it as resistance to continue low. That's eventually what happened. For me to start getting excited and confident, I need to see a complete break of the 886 and then flipping it in support and then pulling away from there once again. So there's a long way to go. And even when we were here, everyone was getting excited, calling me out because I flipped bearish in this area. Even with the bullish pattern, I was saying it's going to fail in either this zone or this zone. In the very first hurdle, it failed, rolled over, validated the bearish pattern, and it's had multiple attempts at recovering. In the end, if we go to the 2-day time frame, you'll see it's just bearish retest of that neckline. So it's very, very clear to me that this neckline is super important to reclaim. And we can currently see down at my support box, $2 to $2.06, there's this macro double bottom. This is how we can start the journey that recovers the head and shoulders neckline and $3.15. Please do understand, as soon as $3.15 is broken, maintain the support, which I'll make a video on, so don't worry. But once that is broken, I'll be the most bullish out of all of you. Until that moment, I'm the most bearish out of all of you. Because I know the reality, because I've been screwed over so many times with this level, with this zone. We can see, look, we could have been getting excited over here. What if we bought because we thought it was going to break out? And then a few days later, down at 190. So, a couple days before it was $3, and then a couple days later, $1.90. A big, big, big difference. So we don't want to get caught out like that, because if we FOMO, might FOMO and lose 36% in a few days later. So that could be the case. In fact, it can go to new lows. Still, we can lose this range low. But as you can see, currently holding this double bottom support, $2. It's also psychological level. So let's say while holding above $2, XRP is going to keep attempting these bullish breaks, because look, last time it held $2, look what happened. Held it as a pivot point, created a high low above $2, tried once again, failed, came all the way back down to $2, recovered that zone, didn't lose this wick, so technically still support between these two areas. This is the area of support between the body and that wick. So you can see it reversed in that area of this bullish engulfing pattern, getting one more attempt, but look, rejecting the moving averages. That is not rejecting the neckline. Remember, it can get up there and still reject. It's not even up there just yet. However, remaining above this $2 area will allow it to attempt the recovery. As soon as you see that reclaim, the next target is 315. So we know, okay, there's a move up to there. But right now, holding the neckline of the pattern, the bearish pattern as resistance, and not even getting through the moving averages to signal that it wants to come back down. Please understand, I am bearish. Even though $2 is holding, this is just a short-term attempt, like signal to give this short-term bounce. Ultimately, when it finds its resistance, whether it's exactly on the neckline or just over here, as soon as you see $2.28 losing as support, we're going to get that move back down into here. But this time, we're actually trying to lose $2. Please do understand, we're just chopping around these 2 points, right? Here and here. It's deciding what path it wants to take. As this is still support, it's going to pump into the resistance. As there's still resistance, it's going to dump it back into support. So literally going to consolidate between these 2 points continuously, and it's going to decide. Even if we break to the upside, there's still one more layer of defense, to the downside, it could bring a short-term bounce, but this time probably just to lower high and roll over and tap the 200 EMA. I really do believe that this 200 EMA needs to get tapped before recovery of the neckline, but it's not a 100% guarantee that needs to happen. Doesn't need to happen, but it makes sense to reset the trend, tap into the 200, and then start a journey back up. I'm going to update it as it develops anyways, but please be aware the market is bearish as a whole. Even if we start to see another move back up, unless $3.15 is broken, I still think it can go lower and break down from here because it has a bearish setup. We're not seeing the bullish characteristics. It needs to invalidate the pattern. So my belief is that even though this is a short-term bounce location, if $3.15 is not recovered, this will ultimately roll over and actually head into new lows. That's it from me today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your way out. And if you want to get educated, I also do group workshops on a weekly basis in my Discord community, spending my time teaching you how to read the charts. Check that out, and links in the description.